On the home front, the Oregon National Guard continues to provide counter-drug, explosive ordnance disposal, civil support team capabilities, and aviation assets in support of first responders around the state. Oregon citizen soldiers were called on to support the Douglas Complex fires this summer. The Douglas Complex fires were a group of lightning-caused wildfires in southern Oregon.
These citizen soldiers have stepped up time and time again. They deploy overseas and whenever we need them domestically here, especially for wildland fires. It's just a great time to be in the National Guard having these citizen soldiers supporting Oregon.
Oregon Army National Guard aviators also supported a number of search and rescue missions throughout the year. The HH-60 Mike model Black Hawk helicopter is uniquely suited for search and rescue operations, equipped with a range of technology designed to locate and retrieve missing people from the forests and mountains of Oregon. A number of regional agencies took part in a week-long exercise to evaluate interagency and regional incident response at Camp Withicum in Clackamas in May. The Oregon National Guard's 102 Civil Support Team provided observers and evaluators to the joint exercise. At the 173rd Fighter Wing in Klamath Falls, a new program is being set up to assist in disaster and mass casualty events. The Go Bag is a tool designed to enhance first responders' capabilities in emergencies. Medical professionals with the 173rd are working with various agencies and medical institutions to integrate the program. Firefighters with the 173rd Fighter Wing responded to a record number of calls this year through the use of a mutual aid agreement with Klamath Falls. On one such call, Kingsley firefighters arrived to find a garage engulfed in flames. They were able to put out the fire and save the dwelling. The Oregon National Guard's SURF-P, a joint emergency response unit of both Air and Army National Guard members, held their collective exercise this year at the Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue Training Facility. The exercise focused on testing the unit's ability to assist local and regional first responders following man-made or natural disasters. The Oregon National Guard is involved in emergency response on a global level. In March, medics from the Oregon National Guard's 249th Regional Training Institute supported the U.S. State Department's Global Peace Operations Initiative under the direction of U.S. Pacific Command. The medics spent 2 weeks in Nepal, training a multinational force from 7 countries in medical response during the United Nations' largest training event of the year, Shanti Prayas 2.
Very pleased with what I'm seeing. The investment for the United States Pacific Command, who we helped sponsor this GPOI exercise, is well worth our investment.
Oregon's partnership with other countries is a key element in training and preparing for emergencies and disaster response, not only here at home, but also abroad. Our long-standing partnership with Bangladesh allows us to share relevant information and practices to better prepare Oregon in case of a natural disaster. Not only did several citizen soldiers and airmen have the opportunity to travel to Bangladesh, as well as Vietnam, our newest state partner, the Oregon National Guard had the privilege of hosting a week-long visit and workshop for our Vietnamese partners.
Major General Reese has been absolutely influential and essential in establishing this relationship. He has established a personal bond with his counterpart, Lieutenant General Quay, and that's what has been essential in moving this partnership forward to get approval both in the United States and in Vietnam.
This workshop further strengthens our relationship and provides a way ahead for both nations to continue working together in disaster response. After more than 15 years of negotiations between the Port of Portland and the Oregon Air National Guard, a 50-year lease was signed this year. The new lease allows the 142nd Fighter Wing to continue to train and operate out of the Portland Air National Guard base. The 142nd Fighter Wing is responsible for supporting the Aerospace Control Alert mission from Canada to California. Oregon Army National Guard engineers continue to enhance communities throughout the state and increase unit readiness and soldier training through the Individual Readiness Training Program. Elements of the 1249th Engineer Battalion completed more than a dozen construction projects this year, including refurbishing a Bureau of Land Management pump house, remodeling aging buildings at the Hillsborough Fairgrounds, and constructing a new batting facility at Sprague High School in Salem. These projects are funded through unit training dollars and have contributed more than $600,000 of value to local communities this year. The 173rd Fighter Wing is preparing to accept a complement of F-15 aircraft, maintainers, and pilots in an effort to avert a pilot shortage at the 144th Fighter Wing in Fresno, California. As the sole F-15 fighter training facility in the Air Force, the 173rd has seen an increase of an additional 1,200 flight hours this year. This year, a portion of the Camp Adair site was renamed in honor of Oregon's 2nd Battalion, 162nd Infantry soldiers who served in the Battle of Najaf. The Najaf Training Center adds a new chapter in the rich history of Camp Adair and Oregon. The Oregon Army National Guard had the opportunity to host this year's regional Best Warrior competition. 13 competitors from 8 states competed in a grueling 5-day exercise to determine the best warrior in the region. Our 2 winners of the state Best Warrior competition won the regional and went on to compete alongside 12 other citizen soldiers in the 5-day national competition. The 41st Infantry Brigade Combat Team spent 3 weeks at the Orchard Combat Training Center in Idaho for Exercise XCTC in June to prepare for a possible deployment in 2014. The Unmanned Aerial Systems Platoon from 4-1 Special Troops Battalion showcased their capabilities throughout the exercise, providing real-time surveillance and reconnaissance to ground commanders in the area. Earlier this year, 15 members of Detachment 1 Bravo took part in a Canadian exercise, Maple Resolve. 3rd Battalion 116th Cavalry soldiers completed the final steps of the net fielding process this summer at the Orchard Combat Training Center in Idaho. Approximately 500 citizen soldiers conducted live fire, gunnery certification, and maintenance on the newest additions to the Oregon National Guard's combat equipment, the M1A2 Abram tank and M2A2 Bradley fighting vehicles. The Oregon Air National Guard's Combat Operations Group trained out of Camp Rylea earlier this year. They conducted chemical weapons response training and parachute training. Members of the Combat Operations Group continue to deploy in support of operations around the world. The 115th Mobile Public Affairs Detachment returned home from Afghanistan in April. These military journalists supported units throughout Afghanistan, providing public affairs and media liaison support to commands in their area. Army aviators with Charlie 7158 Aviation had a busy deployment schedule this year, with one forward support medical team returning from Kuwait, while another left for Kosovo. These teams provide medical evacuation support and training to units in their area. 5 Army aviators with Detachment 47, 2641 Aviation deployed to Kandahar, Afghanistan in support of the Communications Electronic Attack with Surveillance and Reconnaissance Mission. These citizen soldiers are scheduled to return home in December of 2013. 2013 was also a year of transition for the Oregon National Guard. The Adjutant General for Oregon, Major General Raymond F. Reese, retired this year after nearly 50 years of service to our state and country. General Frank Grass, Director of the National Guard Bureau, joined us during the retirement ceremony.
Fred, you served your nation and the state of Oregon as a warrior, an inspired leader, a guardsman, citizen soldier.
Honor us all the more by finding one of these guardsmen here today, shake their hand, and thank them for their service.
In August, Major General Daniel Hokanson was sworn in as Oregon's 30th Adjutant General.
Today we are continuing that record of excellence by welcoming Major General Daniel R. Hokanson to succeed Major General Raymond F. Reese as the Adjutant General of the Oregon National Guard.
Oregon is home, and I could not be happier to be back. I'm very fortunate to be part of the Oregon National Guard, which over the past 165 years has earned the reputation as one of our nation's finest military organizations.
As we closed out training year 2013, the Oregon National Guard was faced with furloughs and government drawdowns. The senior staff worked with Guard Bureau leadership to ensure the smoothest possible continuation of services, while conducting information briefs around the state to keep soldiers, airmen, and the civilian workforce informed of the situation. 2013 was a momentous year of accomplishments and struggles. Through all the challenges faced this year, we continue to train and prepare to be always ready, always there, for the citizens of Oregon, our neighbors, and our friends.